Hi, I would like to talk within this talk or lecture about some of the things that people usually falling apart spiritually because of what they're going through, because life meant to be life. So there is what we call the circle of life. You're going up, you're going down. And when you're going down, it's tough. We can blame people for whatever is happening to us. We can get angry. We can be really disappointed from a lot of good things even we did. And for that reason, when we go into a tough time, we always have to go back to what happened before, thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, and understand from the study what is the lesson from everything that we're going through. So I would like to read from the introduction to the Talmud Esra Sfirot, to the book that explains the Sfirot from Rav Ashlag. And then I'm going to take it into the Tikkunei HaZohar to explain what is that we need to do. But first, when we are going through pain and suffering that don't make any sense, why does it have to be? Why can that happen? So I'm reading from Rav Ashlag, and I may read it in Hebrew and translate it. I enjoy reading Rav Ashlag words. So it say that when we go into a tough time, it seems that God behaving with us the opposite of what God is, because God is all love, God is all pleasure, God is all wonderful thing. And all of a sudden, it seemed that God behaving with us exactly the opposite of what God represents. And we call that opposite Achoraim, the back of God. Why do we call it the back of God? Because Apanim, the face of God, is only goodness. Only goodness. שאין מנהג זה מתאים לשמו יתברך. That type of behavior is not fit with what the Creator is, because the Creator is all good. ודומה לרואה את רעהו מאחוריו, it's almost like you see your friend from the back, but you don't know if that's your friend or not, because from the back everybody looks the same. The only difference is when they change to see their face, now you have certainty that this is actually them. And he continue, שהבריות מקבלים צרות ומכאובים. When people are going through a very tough time, when people are going through some type of difficulty, נמצא שהקדוש ברוך הוא מסתיר פניו יתברך. It seems like God is hidden his face from them. Why is it hidden his face? Because God is only good. If you experience bad, you can experience the essence of God. You experience what we call the back of God. Remember, what is the back? You're doubting if it is or it isn't. You're doubting if it is your friend or not. So it say, Rav Ashlag said, ואז צריכים להתחזקות גדולה באמונתו יתברך כדי להיזהר מהרהורי העבירה חס ושלום. In that time, we need to be strong enough not to fall into a doubts, not to fall into uncertainty about the Creator. Because when you go into a tough time, you may think to yourself that either God not exist, or God left you, or God forbid, is bad. All of those things will not lead you into a better place. משום שקשה להכירו מאחוריו כמבואר, וזהו נקרא הסתר אחד. So when we go into some problem, we call it one concealment, say רב אשלג. אמנם ברבות חפץ ושלום הצרות והמכאובים, if those problems continue, and you have more issues and more problems, במידה מרובה ביותר, and it's becoming worse and worse every day, הנה גורם זה להסתר כפול. Then you have what we call double concealment. What is double concealment? הסתר תוך הסתר, שפרושת שאפילו אחריו יתברך אינם לירים, חס ושלום. Now, double concealment, you don't even see the back of God. You don't even see the cause of the problem. You don't see anything because of so many problems. כלומר, שאינם מאמינים שהשם יתברך כועס עליהם מענישם. Those people no longer believe that they're going through some punishment, that they're going through some disconnection from the divine, from God, and for that reason it happened to them. They lost connecting to the source of energy. אלא תולים חס ושלום זאת במקרה, they say it's by coincidence that I have some problem. They say it's by coincidence that I have issues in my life. ובאים לידי כפירה בהשגחתו יתברך בשכר ועונש. And now they have absolutely doubts about cause and effect in their life. חס ושלום, God forbid. And Rav Ashlag continue. We are understanding there's two levels. The one who believe in cause and effect still have problem. The one who don't believe in cause and effect have problem, but they feel it's a coincidence. It's random. The reason it happened is just random happening. ואומרים שהצרות והייסורים מגיעים להם מחמת שיהיה להם דבוקים בהשם יתברך. The first type of people, they're going to problem, but they say to themselves, because I'm disconnect myself from the source of energy, that's why I have problem. The other one, just who know why it happened to me. And he continue. What do we call those two type of people? Say Rav Ashlag, the one who believed that he caused the problem, and for that reason it happened to him, is considered a wicked person, but is not a complete wicked. The other kind, complete, is called complete wicked. כי הגיעו להם מחמת ריבוי הייסורים, שהרי בכללות הם המאמינים בשכר ועונש כאמור. The reason most people commit a crime, said Rav Ashlag, is because you go into some pain. Simple example that we all can relate to. You have nothing to eat. Your family have no food. You have nothing to. You have no place to sleep. A person steals. Stealing is wrong. It's forbidden. But the reason he steals is because he doesn't have food. The reason he doesn't have food is because he disconnects himself from the divine, from the creator. So he had to steal, but he doesn't do it purposely. He does it because he has pain. And he believes that he has pain and no money and no food and no place to sleep because he disconnects himself from the creator. So he doesn't randomly believe it just coincidentally happened. The double concealment means the back of God is no longer there. They don't even believe in cause and effect. Whatever they do wrong, it's considered that they did it purposely. The other kind of wicked people, it's considered they did it not purposely. They have to do it. They have to eat. And the second kind say God is absolutely not overlooking things, and then they are considered like they worship idols because they believe everything is random. צריכים לדעת, say Rav Ashlag, if you want to change, כל עניין העבודה, all the spiritual work that you are doing, whatever בקיום התורה, study Torah, study spiritual books, המצוות, doing the precept, using the precept, 613 precept, or different tools that you use, Kabbalistic tool to make your life better, is only considered truth when you're going through these two low level. Meaning that your entire spiritual work is truly helping you when you're going through a bad time. Now the bad time is divided two. The one bad time believe that it happened to me because I'm not spiritual enough. The other type of people who are going through a negative tough time is they don't even believe that they did something wrong. They just think it's random. Those two levels of what we call a wicked level, negative level, can only be correct when you are activating your spiritual behavior, your spiritual thought, your spiritual talk, your spiritual study. Then, and only then, it's working. It's not working when everything is good. And Rav Ashlag continue. It say in Avot, meaning Pirkei Avot, משנה, ופבות, בנה לפום צערה אגרה. Meaning, according to your pain, that's how much reward you're getting. What does that mean? שהיות שהשגרתו יתברך אינה גלויה, ואי אפשר לראותו יתברך, אלא בהסתר פנים, דהיינו רק בדומה לאדם הורה רעהו. Only when you go into a tough time, this is the only time that you have a free will. This is the only time that you can actually activate your spirituality in a way that you have a free will, that you are growing, that you are achieving, that you are transforming. But if everything is good, what are you transforming? And only in that time, you have a choice if you follow the Creator or not. Because in the end of the day, it's not how much you follow synagogue or church or God or rabbi or priest, it's how much you follow God. If your connection to God is not getting better by going to the place where you pray or where you meditate, don't go. That's the purpose of every spiritual place, to make you connect to God better. If they do other thing, you're missing the point. That's not the point of being spiritual. Being spiritual meaning you and the divine become friend, become one. So Rav Ashlag explained, free will is only happening when things are going bad. כי הצרות והמכאובים שמקבל, the pain and suffering that a person is going through, מביאים לו את הספק, is giving him, her or him, us, doubts about the Creator. And doubts about is the Creator, the divine, is overlooking us. One level or second level. One level is when you are believing cause and effect, but because of your problem you commit some crime. Second level, which is the lowest, is you have pain and suffering, but you don't believe it's because you did something wrong. You just believe it's random. Both way, it's painful time. It say in the book of Kohelet, written by King Solomon, whatever you have in your hand to do, do it. Do whatever you can with your power. בכוחך עשה. כי לא יזכה לגלוי הפנים שפרושו המידה השלמה של טובו יתברך בטעם שישתדל ויעשה כל מה שאך בידו כל הזו לפום צערה אגרה. A person cannot see the face of God, cannot see the face of the divine, and I'm not talking physically, cannot connect to the divine until a person make an effort when nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. Meaning, if you are going through a great time and you're spiritual, no big deal. If you're going through a tough time and you know that the reason you're going through a tough time, it's a cause and effect, you did something wrong, now you pay for it. Now it's time to grow, now it's time to move on to the next level. אמנם אחר שרואה השם יתברך שהאדם השלים את הגיעתו וגמר כל מה שהיה עליו לעשות כוח בחירתו והתחזקותו בריבונותו יתברך, אז עוזר לו השם יתברך. So why God is not helping us to get there? Why we have to make the effort ourselves? It's called yegi'ah. Yegi'ah means effort. So Rav Ashlag writes, when God sees the person making yegi'ah, making an effort while he's going through a tough time to become better, to change, to use the tools, to use Kabbalah, to use the Torah, to use the mitzvot, to use all those wonderful, amazing gifts that exist, and he's making an effort to believe more in the divine, and he's making an effort even if he doesn't see the divine, he doesn't have a good reason to follow the divine because nothing works. At that moment, the Creator starts helping a person on the right direction. And then he starts seeing the face of God. Start seeing the face of God. Now we realize, wow, this is all good. And והנה השגה זו ותשובה זו אמורות באות לו לאדם בבית מדרגות. This achievement has to come in two levels. ראשונה, first, is when a person starts believe absolutely no doubts in punishment and reward. Or in a simple language in English, cause and effect. Here he writes, שכר ועונש, punishment and reward. What is punishment and reward? Meaning you understand that if you do the wrong thing, you have pain. If you do the right thing, you have good life. So once you have doubts that the reason you're going through some pain is just random, you went to the worst level. So every time you have pain, even when your little toes hit the corner of the table, that's from the angel, that's from God directly to you to remind you did something wrong. We have to remember that. What about people who are less than that? They don't even believe in that. That's why they complain. You know, somebody who speaks to you bad about another person, he will speak about you bad soon with another person. Because once the person is not working on themselves to really believe in cause and effect, it's always going to stay like that. And רב אשתא continue. ומלבד שמשיג בהשגה ברורה את שכרה של כל מצווה לעולם הבא, זוכה גם כן להשיג התענוג לפני שבעת קיום המצווה. When a person truly believes in cause and effect, while he's doing the mitzvah, while he's doing the precept, while he's doing the great thing that he's doing spiritually, he enjoys it while he's doing it. Because we know that the rewarding of the good thing you do is not for this physical life. You only get the pay for it when you leave the body in the upper world. You're actually not getting it in this physical world. So how can a person get it while he's doing it with the physical body? Explain Rav Ashlag, when you see cause and effect, when you connect to punishment and reward, so while you're doing good, you enjoy the reward already because you're feeling it. It's unbelievable because you raise your level. תכף בעולם הזה. וכן מלבד שמשיג העונש המר, and every time that you're doing something wrong, you also feel the bitterness. Even that bitterness is supposed to happen only after a person dies. So we start feeling bitterness or negativity versus positivity. We feel both. And why now we feel both? Because we believe in it. We believe in cause and effect. When you believe in punishment and reward, when you believe in cause and effect, you're going to start feeling everything. Everything. But when you don't believe in it, when you say everything is random, good. Believe everything is random, if that's what you want. But it's very difficult to get out of it because there is no derech, there is no path, there is no way to change things. So of course, person who achieved that level, now we know he will never do bad things and he only going to do good things. Similar to a person who wouldn't cut his arm because he will know he will be in pain. So Rav Ashlag continue. Until a person don't achieve that level, meaning to understand cause and effect, to understand punishment and reward, it will be difficult for a person to continue on his spiritual journey. But why at that moment, Rav Ashlag, we can be absolutely sure that we're never going to do negative things again? What's the secret there? It's because we now connect to cause and effect. We now connect to punishment and reward. I mean, think about it. You are, put your hand into a blender? No. Why? Because if you put your hand into a blender, it will cut your finger. You know it. You see what it does to the carrot, to the potato, to the greens, to the strawberry. You wouldn't take the risk. So you know that if you put your hand there, you're going to cut yourself. So you're not going to put it because you know it's going to be very painful. When a person doing the same thing spiritually, what happened? He realized, this is I shouldn't be doing. I can't steal. I can't speak lashon hara. I can't speak bad behind somebody's back. I can't disrespect my parents. I can't worship idols. I can't steal the wife of somebody who's married. I'm just going to a few things. because this is what God told you that it's forbidden. But it's not because God told you. God tried to give you a path, a way for a better life. And if you follow that cause and effect, if you follow the punishment and reward, your life will be good. If you don't, it's not going to be good. But once it starts to become bad, there have two types of people. The one who say it's random, and the one who say, I fell. Now, it's time to change. You know, something happened to me this morning. This morning I played tennis with my dear friend. So he was winning pretty good. And the last point, I say it's a match point, which means you have 1 point to win me. And then I get confused. And I say, I think I'm leading, which cannot be. And he get very upset, very annoyed by me. And he has the right reason, logically. I did a mistake. And he was sitting on the bench because he lost his game. And I came to him and I saw him, he's pissed, he's so upset. And I apologize. I say, I'm sorry, I think I was the one who announced that match point. That's when you're winning. Forgive me for doing this mistake. I was so happy when I did that. The reason I was so happy, because even if you win me, you would leave and go home with a bad feeling. And every bad feeling that you go through somehow come from God. It's either come from the back or the front of God. So if he would start having doubts about God because of me, that's a crime. So the crime itself is when you're causing people to start doubting God. If because of you, people doubting God, you cause a big crime. It's very dangerous. So, and for that reason, if a person wants to make sure that he's not going to commit a crime, then he has to go in the first step of change, cause and effect, punishment and reward. שבטוח שלא יסבב לעצמו ייסורים נוראים. For sure, you wouldn't put your hand into the blender or cause yourself pain because you're afraid. Now, again, this is not the highest level of spirituality because the only reason you change is because you're afraid to be punished. You're afraid that you're going to lose your money or bad things will happen to you. It's one level, but it's not the ultimate level. But it's a beginner level when you're falling spiritually. So what happened to you when you are at this level? That means that everything you did bad, even purposely bad, from God's point of view, He will consider it to you like you did it by mistake. How come? Let's say you spoke bad about the neighbor, very bad, behind the neighbor back, very bad, but you did it purposely, not by mistake. If you start understanding cause and effect, if you start understanding punishment and reward, meaning that every pain that you have is because of that reason you spoke bad or other thing you did, at that moment, that crime, that sin, from being sin that you did on purpose, turning into a sin that you did it by mistake. Shocking. Why? אלא משמתוך ריבוי הייסורים. When a person going through some pain and nothing worked for that person, בא לפעמים לידי הרהורי העבירה. Then the person start have some doubts and some crime in his mind or her mind. Even he believe that whatever he went through is only happened to him because he did something wrong. Still, he's seeing God from the back, not from the front. So those sins that he commit, only consider by mistake. And when he start understanding cause and effect, punishment and reward, then for sure he will change. And now he understands that everything that happened to him is only because he was disconnected with the Creator. So for that reason, even if he did something on purpose, it's not considered any longer on purpose because he got it. That's the words. He got it that I know what happened to me. So he's actually start being happy when he go into the pain because he understood, wow, this is there to help me to understand that I cannot continue with this way. And why it happened to me? Because I was going through some pain that happened to me because the first sin I did. And then I continued to do sin to catch 22. You know, what is a cocaine, somebody who uses cocaine do? He tried to get cocaine. Is he ready to kill somebody to get the money for the cocaine? Yes. He justifies it by getting the cocaine so he's addicted. Can't help. He has to do it. Can't control it. So, does he see that all the things that not working on his life is happening to him because he did something wrong? No! That's why he never stopped. That's why in 12-step program, the first step in 12-step, what is it? To admit. What is to admit? You start believing the cause and effect. You start believing the punishment and the reward. Then everything open up. And he continued. So that person who is just afraid to do bad because he believes in punishment and reward is not perfect yet. He's not what we call tzaddik. What is tzaddik? Say Rav Ashlag. Tzaddik matzdik et hashgachato itbarach. Tzaddik means righteous person. He justify everything that happened to him. What does that mean? It means that he knows that whatever God did to him, even the negative thing, it's a reward. It's a great gift. That's tzaddik. But because he didn't correct himself, he's not yet in a place that he see everything perfect. Now he's in a place that he understands there is punishment and reward. Now he's in a place that he understands there is cause and effect. So now he's afraid to be punished and he wants to be rewarded. So there is a little bit agenda. It's good. It's a beginner. But it's not the level that it's going with its little toe, hit the corner of the table, and he say, wow, that's the best thing that can ever happen to me. I need the circulation of the blood to this area. It's not there yet. And we call him Benoni, mediocre. We call him Benoni. But he's not yet righteous. The second level is to get to a level of being righteous. How do we do it? To know and to believe and to have absolute certainty that the Creator, the Divine, is overlooking everything, הטוב והמיטיב לרעים ולטובים, that God can only do good for the bad people and for the good people, then the person is absolutely righteous. So when you look at negative people and you look at righteous people, you know God is absolutely do the same and only good. אשר זוכה שהזדונות נהפכו לו לזכויות. Then every bad thing he did, even purposely, is turned into merit. How can that be? The worst thing he did, he spoke bad, he stole money. Now even stealing money turned into a mitzvah, turning into a precept, turning into a good thing. How can that be? Because it's stages. First stage, the lowest stage, double concealment. Meaning the person is believing random. Nothing is cause and effect. Second stage, one concealment. Which means a person is now commit crime because he has pain, but he believes in punishment and reward. And then come the tshuva, the repentance, that you believe in punishment and reward, and that's why you're no longer doing bad thing. You're no longer doing waiting to do good thing because you know the reward. But still, it's not the ultimate level. The fourth level is the highest level, because at that moment, person only see the good. So he continue, and he say, why it's not enough the third level, which is believing it, punishment and reward. Why do we need to get fourth one? And the idea is like that. In verse 66, Rav Ashtag writes, the commentary has a big problem with one of the mitzvot, one of the precepts. One of the precepts from the 613 precept is to love God. How can you love God? How do you do it? It's impossible to love God. אבל על אהבה אינם בולים שום שעבוד וכפייה שבעולם. You cannot be forced somebody to love. ותרצו שבתוך שהאדם מקיים את כל תרי"ג במצוות, נשארת לו אהבת השם אליה. So the commentary explained, there is 613 mitzvot, precept. If you do 612, loving God become automatically. It's a rewarding of God to you. You will be able to love God. So if you find out that you don't love God, that means you're lacking on the 612. So, why still? It's a command, because mitzvah is a command, mitzvah is a precept, mitzvah is a suggest. So don't ask me to love God. Tell me that will come to me as a gift. Tell me to do 612, and God will take care of the love. So what is loving God? Love God, and I explained it in different occasions, as 4 levels. One love is love with condition. You have some tough time, and you forgive God for whatever you went through, and you start loving. Second level, it's also condition. You never have pain in your life, but you love God because you know God is the supplier of your good. Third love of loving God is everything is perfect between you in a relationship to God. But if you would see God behaving with someone, let's say a poor person, or somebody who died, the Holocaust, the Inquisition, all the bad things that happened to humanity, you might fall into a low level. Meaning, you might have doubts about God. But because you didn't see, or you didn't even think negativity about God, your love is not absolute, it's unconditional, but it's not absolute because you've not been tested yet. And the fourth love, you've been tested, you saw everything about God, and you're absolutely finding no reason to have doubts about the Creator. So the idea is to get to a level of tzaddik. It means a person is getting into a place that he see the good in everything. But of course there is stages. You have to ask yourself, what stage are you in right now? Are you in the stage which is the bottom? God forbid. That you don't believe in anything? That you are actually fell so low that you start having doubts about the divine even taking care of you? You stop believing in cause and effect, you stop believing in punishment and reward. Or you are in a second level, you still do negativity, but you believe in punishment and reward. That's one level. Or you are in a third level, which is very high, that you are absolutely don't do bad thing, only do good thing because you believe in punishment and reward. Or you're on the fourth level and you are a tzaddik, which you know absolutely that everything that happened to you and everything around you is only for the good. How do we get there? Where do we start? And to make you understand that, I need to take you to another book, Tikkunei HaZohar. Tikkunei HaZohar. I'm reading a commentary from Rabbi Yehuda Tzvi Brandwein. How do we start? How do we have this relationship with God? There is a concept that Tikkunei Hazor talk about. It's called Or Chozer. Or Chozer, Or means light in Hebrew. Chozer means coming back, returning light, reflected light. Maybe reflected light would be the best because it's have to touch. The light come down from above. It's touching what we call the masach, the curtain, above Malchut. They don't allow the light to come in. And then the curtain bring it back. So it's said like that. How can that be? That whatever we push back, whatever we say to something I don't want it, that become now my ability to receive all the gift. How can that be? We need to explain it. So Rav Brandwein explained it like this. There is this concept that called zivug da'aka'ah. Zivug means connecting. Aka'ah means healing. So connecting through healing sound bad because connecting, when you connect to someone, it's from love. When you're healing someone, it's from hate. So how can you put these two musagim, these two concepts together, asked Rav Brandwein. The way we can understand it, say Rav Brandwein, that the nature of human being, of humanity, is to enjoy sharing and giving. And humanity can stand receiving. Now we have to clear it out. Because most of us now listening to me right now say, Eliyahu, it's not true. Everybody's selfish, everybody's greedy, everybody want to receive. Not correct. Not true. The nature of people is to give. Nature of all humanity is to give because we've been created in the image of God. So why we are tempted to just receive? Because we need to survive. We're scared. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And whatever we receive, is it for us? Everybody knows they're not going to live longer than 120 years. So what are they doing with all the accumulation of money and pride and home? I know a lady who's 62 years old who bought a house. Very expensive one. What? Why now? You know? I mean, do something else because people want to get things so the next generation after them will get them, their children, their grandchildren. Even in that thought is a giving. When a person reaches the age of 65, that's the age usually people start thinking, who do I give to? That's why the hair changed from black to white, because the color of white is like the milk, it's giving. It's not receiving color. That's why people hair usually turn white. White is the color of the snow, of the water, of the milk, all about sharing. So the idea of humanity is to give. And Rav Brandwein bring an example. If you go into your friend's house and your friend asks you to eat, normally what you need to do, it's okay, I don't want to eat. Even when you are hungry, because it's not polite. I mean, we're talking about 1955. I think today it's different. Because I hear sometimes I listen to people coming to people home and say, do you want to eat something? And the answer now, it's a new answer now in English. They say, yes, I'm starving. And the manners, somebody with manners, somebody with derech eretz, manners with the behavior of spirituality, supposed to say, no, I don't want it. It almost reminds me when I was a kid. My family, my parents teach me one of the major two things, manners, and the whole idea of earning a living and making money and work hard. And I remember when we used to go to my grandma home or to anybody's house, they didn't allow us to touch the food until the one who hosting us is basically forcing us to eat. Can you imagine? So I used to get very angry with my father and my mom. But when I'm reading this section, it makes me understand how important was that education. So important. And Rav Brandwein continue. So now he doesn't want to receive, because receiving is not part of your soul. Receiving is not part of your soul, so you don't want to receive. So his friend keep asking him to eat. And he said, no, I don't want to. But if the host will say, please, I want you to eat, and he keep repeating it, and he keep begging you to eat, then by you eating it, by you taking his food, then the host, the person who invited you to his house, start feeling great. Because he start feeling, wow, I was able to give a gift to somebody I love. אז אפשר לו לאכול מטעם שאין מרגיש בעצמו שום קבל באכילתו. Now, the person can receive food without he feel he receiving. Because he giving pleasure to the one who share with him. Tremendous secret. אדרבה הוא נעשה למשפיע. Now by receiving the food, he's doing a favor to the host by receiving the food and eating it. So he's creating a tool of receiving. So until he didn't say no to the host about the food, every time he receive, that receiving is coming from a place of being the opposite of what the Creator is. So only by saying, no, I don't want it, and then with the friend force you to eat it, then you say yes. הרי שבכוח התחייה והפצרה לא להטבוע כלי חדש. So how did you create the ability to receive that food without shame? By saying no. So how did you create connection, what they call zivug da'aka, connection by hearing? Simple, by saying no. Same thing with the relationship to the Creator. As we explained the 4 level. The Creator keeps giving you all the good. In the moment that you want to receive that good, at that moment you disconnect yourself from the Creator. It's a serious paradox, as the Tikkun Zohar explained to us. A difficult paradox. This Tikkun is 21, those of you who follow the Tikkun Zohar. So by you saying yes to what the host want to give you, you become rude, your soul become ashamed. Let's think for a second. How many gifts the Creator want to give us every day? How many gifts? Endless. In the moment that I see that gift in front of my eyes, and the Creator is giving it to me, and I'm not able to reflect it back, what we call or choser, returning light, reflected light, whatever the name you want to give it, meaning I'm pushing it back to the Creator and say, no, I don't want that gift. And the Creator coming back and say, here again, I'm giving it to you many times. And then I say, okay, Creator, now I see it giving you a pleasure to give me, let me receive it. If a person starts working just on that, what I just shared now, not a lot. All what we got to do is just work on that thing. We need to receive all the time because the Creator want to give. But we can receive because it's there. In the moment I receive because it's there, I create no connection, this affinity between me and the divine, between me and God, between me and the Creator, and for that reason, I will commit a crime. For that reason, I will steal. For that reason, I will speak bad about people. For that reason, I'm losing my faith about God. For that reason, I no longer believe that whatever happened to me, it's a cause and effect and punishment and reward. I don't believe in all of those things. I lose all my belief system. For that reason, I hate people because I think they hurt me by mistake. Because I don't have a vessel. I don't have a container. And how do I build a big container? As much as you reflect back from receiving, and I'm not talking about cheesecake, I'm not talking about bleachers, I'm not talking about food, I'm not talking about those little physical things and money. I'm talking about like really deep stuff within you and the divine. And you knowing it when you're out there. You're about to make a good deal of money. But you know, by you making that good deal, 10 people will lose money. So that's a gift from the Creator to give you to make $1 million. When 10 people will lose $1 million because of you winning it. That's a gift, right? Now, you have to say no to it. Once you say no to it and it keeps chasing you, you're allowed to receive it. But you're receiving it to give pleasure to the Creator as He gives it to you. What you're doing after with the $1 million, it's the next test. So everything that you're going through, and again, I'm sorry that I use money again, because I ask you not to use money, but everything that you are looking at, pride, respect, spirituality, you have to get into a place where you reflect back. If you don't reflect back, then whatever comes to you will make you ashamed, will cause you panic attack, will cause you fear. The only reason people are suffering from so many bad things in their mind is because they are not able to push back the gift that they are receiving. For that reason, it's written, Soneh matanot tichyeh. Somebody who hates gift, live longer. Why would it say somebody who hates gift, live longer? Why does it say about Abraham, after he came back from the war in Sodom, that they offer him to receive so many gifts, and he say, no, I don't want your gift. Nothing. Because the entire life is about pushing back all the gifts that come to you. And when gifts come to you, you have to ask yourself, why do I deserve it? What did I do to earn it? And that's bringing us to what we read before. What we read before, it's so important. And I'm reaching out to you, and I want to finish with that. It's very important. If you're going through right now a tough time, and lately, the last 2 weeks, many people are going through a tough time. Somebody that I know just passed away last night. Good man, very good man, Mark. And make me think about life. Make me think about what are we doing here. Many people are angry about things that have been done to them or things that not been done to them in a positive way. People are angry. People are really upset. And I'm not saying somebody's wrong. What I'm saying, the journey that we are going through, it's a journey to put us in a place. How much do we believe in the divine? How much we truly understand cause and effect? How much we truly understand punishment and reward? And if we fall, God forbid, to the lowest level, which we don't believe anymore. And I met so many people in my life, unfortunately, that the pain that they went through was so bad that they lost the connection to the divine about cause and effect, punishment and reward. And they start believing that everything is a coincidence. Very difficult to climb from that level and to start do good things. And they do a lot of bad things because they don't believe there is cause and effect. They believe it's just random. What do you do when you are going through a time like this? Well, when you're going to the lowest level, you're going to do as much as you can spiritually. But I want to tell you some secret. When you're going through a time like this, every good thing you're going to do, you're not going to see any good things about it. You're going to see only bad. So when you behave spiritually, when you're on the lowest level, instead of enjoy it, you will suffer from it. Instead of seeing some good karma from it, you're going to see bad karma from it. The question, are you going to continue? And if you're going to continue, you're going to break through to the third level. Remember, there's 4. The third level is You're still doing negative thing, but at least you believe in cause and effect. And that will break you to the second level, which is now you only do good because you know the difference between good and bad. And that will push you to the fourth level where God will take you to, that you only see the good in everything. May all of us together reach that level. And again, I'm not claiming I'm there. I'm struggling with you. But I want to share with you that the universe right now is bleeding. The universe is going through a lot of bad time. Whatever it's religion, organized spiritual group, business, government, people. People had enough of not seeing the leader that they choose taking responsibility. But I want to give a message to the people too, not just to the leader. The leader should be change and do better. But the follower has to understand that that's a test too. It's not who you complain about or what have been done to you wrong, but it's more, what are you going to do about it? And how is this affect your relationship with God? How does this affect your relationship to the divine? If you're not looking at those things, unfortunately, then there is nothing to talk about, because the main thing is you and God. That's it. That's what's left in the end of the day. And I hope that message come across, and I hope somehow it will get to as many people as possible. Thank you.